Welcome, boys and girls, for we all know why you freaky little tic-tacs are here. So yeah, whatever holiday you may or may not celebrate, or whatever you do, this is definitely the present y'all expected, am I right? Alright, so first let me just say this beautiful masterpiece is in the description down below. It is called Burst. Before you read, this is going to get spicy. Absolutely spicy. You have been warned. Also, these characters belong to Tom Clancy, or whoever owns Tom Clancy, and the description for this is an art in and of itself. A Rainbow Six Siege thing. It's Fuse and Hibana story that's spicy without a lot of sweet. And it's decent. I rate it 5 out of 7. Now, kiddies, this is the point in the video where you may not want to click off or just plug in your headphones like everybody else does, but we're gonna go here, so kill me. Alright, here we go. It's called Burst. It's by, who's this by? Lady Virgil. Alright. Link in description. Oh god. I didn't write this, just to clarify. This is probably something like I would write now. Okay. Get the hell down, yelled Pulse, as this monitor was filled to the borders with the beating hearts of terrorists, pushing down IQ and Doc as one of the doors was pelted with bullets. The game in a nutshell. Various yells surrounded throughout the compound as Fuse sat attentively by a beige wall, watching Pulse recover alongside those he helped protect. Almost got us good, IQ groaned, as she held her arm, which was suffering from the impact with the ground. Who placed us in this fuckery? Cried Castle as he set up a barricade, trying his best to keep quiet despite his growing discontent. Is this everyone? Doc asked, as he helped attend Mute, who was holding a wound in his left flank. Are we all accounted for? Everyone should be here, Tachanka responded as he set down his turret and looked at every available entry point, including hostage. Comrade Chanka, Fuse stood up. Make sure you keep a keen eye, he grunted, and toward the face Castle. Set those up. Look at all these screws. He scolded the operator, nodding the barricade was not up to his standards. Castle grounded tighten a few of the objects to get the Russian off his ass. Comrade Fuse, sit down, Tachanka muttered, and be quiet, or these terrorists are off going to hear you, he said, as he looked at the hostage under a desk. Shit, Ash murmured under breath and quickly looked back at the others. He retracted this action rapidly as well. Should I put this on, like, age restricted? I feel like I might have to. However, this was caught by Fuse. Little girl, what is it? He gruffly spoke as he walked towards the women. Back off, Goy. Ash bit back as she put up her drone monitor. There's nothing to see. She was quickly pushed to the wall. I have no time for games, Fuse yells, and he was pulled back by Castle. I'm tired of you, fucker. Castle held Fuse by his chest and punched him up the jaw. Outside, the lurking terrorists heard the commotion. You piece of shit! Castle continued his assault on the Russian. Oh! He screamed as the rounds of assault rifles tore through the wall and then his body. Castle! Pulse yelled and held his ball head. Frack! No, it doesn't say that. Fuck! He grabbed his SMG and fired a burst through the wall, hoping to avenge his fellow men. Oh shit! Ash murmured as he saw Castle's body roll off Fuse. The Russian rising up, covered in blood, and looked at her. This is already pretty intense. This was your fault, Fuse yells and grabbed Ash. Tell me what you fucking saw. He gnashed his teeth behind his banana. then saw the small drone monitor by her. Can you cut it out already? IQ said in deep exasperation, wishing they would shut up so they could be safe. Wait, Doc said, and he looked up at the list. We're missing some people. What? The rest of the operator said in shock. I knew who they are. Fuse stood up and showed them Ash's monitor. Uh-oh, Tachanka spoke as the face of spite took hold on Fuse, who turned around and pushed Ash in the chest. Punted Ash in the chest. This is Sparta. No. Why did you not tell me? Fuse yelled as he walked over to the barricade Castle had erected, proceeding to break it down. and with the butt of his AK. What the fuck is going on? Pulse held his head in anger and held Ash up. What the? He saw Tachanka stand up and grab the monitor Fuse had dropped. Fuse tried his hardest to tear down the reinforced wall, but only made dents and scuffs on its hard surface. Siaka. Blight. Okay, maybe this isn't spicy in the way that I thought it was going to be, knowing the internet. Oh, Tachanka looked at the device through the slit in his helmet. Oh no. What is it? Pulse. Doc stood up as he checked the list. We're missing. I'm coming to get you. Hibana. Fuse, Tachanka, and Doc said in unison. The fuck? Pulse looked at Tachanka. 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 I thought she'd die. He looked at Fuse. Continue his efforts. Alright. That was the recruit, Doc murmured. Hibana is. I forgot she was on this mission. Ash complained as she looked at Fuse. Why does he care, though? He's an asshole to everyone. Shut up, Siaka. Siaka? I don't know. Fuse turned to her and aimed his rifle. Can't you ever shut up? Comrade! Tachanka stood in the way. Stopping of this, he yelled. Fuse seized his action and looked at Tachanka. Lord Chanka, she's out there somewhere in threat of dying. I know, Tachanka responded, but this is not the way. She would not have wanting of this, he told the man. Fuse gulped and looked at him. What do I do, comrade? Do not of worrying, comrade, Tachanka spoke. Do not of worrying, comrade. And walked to the barricade. I am here to helping. He lined up and then used his superhuman power to kick down the fortification. Am strong like Russian in the winter. Fuse looked at Tachanka, who turned to face him. Comrade, go. Thank you. Fuse bowed and then jumped through the hole. The rest of the operators saw as these events unfolded until they were interrupted by Tachanka. Is someone going to take care of this? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Ash sat silently and looked at Tachanka. I thought Fuse was an asshole. True, Tachanka responded as he rocked on his turret. Chopper is coming in 20 minutes. Pulse spoke as he received the message. Let's hope he makes it back in time. He looked at Tachanka as well. Anything we need to know? Comrade Fuse and Hibana go back. Tachanka spoke. From what I knowings, Fuse met with the operator Thermite and Hibana while designing X-Kairos bomb gun. He informed. Fuse helping with the delivery method, just like his grenade thing. Doc nodded. So, industry relation. Dah. Tachanka stretched. Comrade Fuse loves to tinkering with weapons, and seeing Hibana's excitement, he became more friendly. He looked at Ash. So yeah, he's an asshole, but he's nice inside. I don't believe you, Aki laughed. Fuse is not a type to talk about like that. Oh boy. So he's got the hots for Hibana over a gun. Pole scoffed. How about that for a Valentine? Shit. He chuckled. Castle would never have believed this. It'll be alright. I brought him back with my expertise. Doc fixed his latex glove. Just let him rest for now. Heroes never die, you lucky bitch. Pulse nodded as he saw the sleeping castle. So, where's Fuse right now? I gave him up near the balcony, IQ responded as she sat down and patted the hostage's back. It will be fine, Tachanka chuckled, clutching the attention of his comrades. What's up? Pulse asked as he saw the Russian look at Ash's monitor. Hibana's in danger. Fuse is on loose, Tachanka spoke. Some terrorists are going to die today. He laughed and heard the faint sounds of gunshots. What if he saves her? Doc asked. An unprofessional opinion, Tachanka responded. Fuse is going to get Asian puss tonight. He laughed and pointed at Doc, but he cleared his throat. Professionally. Good for all of us. Hibana's great teammate. I got the door! Right, Doc said. She is fearless, I'll give her that. And crazier than that explosive son of a bitch. Pulse added, running up, blowing everything. Blowing everyone up. If I may say this without Fuse finding out, Tachanka stood up. Hey. I was told to read this dramatically, so
10 seconds left.
this is the best I can do with the vocal cords that I got.
5 seconds.
Hey, Pulse said as he placed his finger on his temple. Fuse can't find out he's dead, he smirked. Right, Tachanka said. Fuse only acts like not of complete asshole around Hibana. What the hell that's supposed to mean? I can't tell with this wording. Just think about it, Tachanka laughed and remounted his turret. Fuck me, Fuse growled as he drove his knife down a terrorist's skull. That's very descriptive. Where is she? He looked around and quickly reloaded his rifle at the bottom of as the body of the victim tumbled down some steps. The men reached for his helmet and tapped it lightly. Hibana, can you read me? Silence. 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 Pulse calling for radio silence. Fuse clenched his fist and then walked out to a door, knocking it down without second thought. Luckily, it seemed that it was clear, not a single terrorist in sight. Hibana, I swear if I find you, you'll what? A soft voice spoke. Fuse slowly turned around, only to see Hibana leaning against a wall behind him. I don't know what that says. I tried my best. He growled when he saw she was holding her left flank, which was bloody and completely wounded. Got me, Hibana chuckled bitterly as she pointed to two terrorists that were sprawled on the ground. Even I didn't see it coming. Jeez, Fuse placed his hand on top of his head. We have to get you out of here, he murmured and wondered, and walked to her. No, Hibana extended her free hand and signaled for him to stop. I don't have the strength. I will carry you. Fuse jumped forward and raised his chest. I will not leave you here. No one will stop me from saving you. He clenched his fist and then reached for her. Just call Doc. Hibana winced. My radio was shot. I couldn't contact sooner. She pointed to the charred mess. That was her comms device. Fuse wished he could help, but even his vast tinkering knowledge was held back to the fact that he did not have the adequate tools to do the job. For now, at least, he could only give Hibana a disappointed sigh. Hey, I was not able to fix your radio, but I can fix other things. Oh, really? Hibana's eyebrow raised as she opened her legs a little bit. Like what? Oh, God, no. Like this fucking situation we're in. Fuse responded bluntly as he peered outside the wall. I don't if there's terrorists left. He sighed and turned back to her. Hibana stiffed a little closer. Fuse murmured as he saw her lean on his broad chest, ready to go. Fuse slung her over his shoulder and started to creep out of the room they were in. Just carrying her out of there. Room they were in. It was going well until the Russian encountered the worst obstacle. Stairs. The man paused for a few brief. I think I'm gonna have to do 2 parts of this. I was hoping for something better than this. Oh, never mind. Don't scroll down, kids. Alright. Oh, I know how I'm gonna read that. The man paused for a few brief moments as he started to do calculations in his head, wondering how he was going to make it down into safety. Hey, Fuse, not here to fuck with you. Pulse's voice sounded through Fuse's radio. We got a chopper here in 12 minutes. Fuse's eye twitched in anger, the rage giving him the motivation to screw his planning and descended down the stairs. Hey, watch it! Hibana grimaced as a pain surged through her spine. Ugh! She groaned as her ally hit the floor. Apologies, Fuse said as he shuffled her around. Let me get you in a better position, he said, and finally ended up in a stance where he had his firm Russian hand on a part where he wished he hadn't noticed. Woo! Fuse. So soft. My sweet babushka, this ass is amazing. I'm marrying this lady. Oh, God. Fuse snapped back to reality. Oh, there went his gravity. He choked. Really? That Eminem reference? Wow. He growled and retracted his hand. I can't. I just can't. Hibana cleared her throat and looked away for a few brief moments. Hey, I never got to thank you for helping me with the X-Kairos device, she told him. Well, I'll read part 2. It gets spicier, so hang on to your panties.